Virginia, let me just begin with you because I've been to West Virginia. I've been there a lot, haven't been there in many years, but I've driven around those hollows, and that's the only word for them. They aren't towns. And I know that I know nothing about West Virginia politics, and I might be one of the few willing to admit that as we all try to become experts on what Joe Manchin's going to do next. How do you explain Joe Manchin being able to get elected in a state that loves Donald Trump and Republicans as much as it does?
What I was trying to indicate with that passage you read aloud is that there's something West Virginia is almost determinedly unassimilable into America. It's one of the states that really it's out of sync, deliberately out of sync with the rhythms, with, as I said, the memes of the rest of the nation. And in some ways, that makes Manchin the perfect representative of it, because he has the early democratic spirit that much of the state has abandoned. But he also can talk to those in red states. So he often holds contradictory views. Like a lot of people in Appalachia, he's pro-labor, and he's in many ways anti-green energy, or he's not very progressive on energy. But he's also, his colleagues in West Virginia say, this is a guy almost entirely without ideology. And we've seen sort of cartoonish invocations of ideology in the past 4 years. And it's sort of great to see someone who's just a short-term tactician. So just to give you one example, he's, I think, the only person in the Senate who's gotten both a D and an A from the NRA, just changes on that. And similarly, who has backed funding for Planned Parenthood and has refused funding for Planned Parenthood. So, some of the most hot button issues of our time, he will change in subtle ways just so that you almost can't read him. It seems he wants to stay inscrutable.
Nancy, is it easy for voters in West Virginia to admit that they've voted for a Democrat for Senate?
My father ran a utility in War, West Virginia, a coal mining town in the mountains, and it was called the War Light and Power Company. Excuse me. His name was L.W. Coffey, and typically people called him Light and Water Coffee because he had built a purification plant to bring clean water to War. Later on, he installed cable television for the town as well. Today, the infrastructure in West Virginia is crumbling, and everyone is out of work. Now, that means that there's a workforce there that could build green energy. And I think if Pop were around, he would work to provide clean energy. His company would probably be called War Wind and Solar, and they might have speed internet as well.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.